Welcome back to Psalms. Today we're looking at Psalm 13. And Psalm 13 is a short little psalm again. Another lament starts negatively. And what I want us to notice here is the repetition, not of concept now, but of actual words. Sometimes you'll find just the same words being used. So just looking at these first 4 verses, how long, O Lord, how long will you hide? How long must I? How long shall? There's a lot of how longs, a classic cry of lament. How long is this going to continue? It's sort of maybe I shouldn't say this, it's kind of the cry of children from the back seat. How much further? How much longer on this journey that's taking forever? And that's how sometimes God's people can feel when they're being opposed, oppressed, hurt, where there's a sense that God is not answering, God is not coming through for them. The enemies are succeeding and winning. How long, how long, how long? And then he says, consider and answer me, O Lord, my God, light up my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death, lest my enemies say I have prevailed over him, lest my foes rejoice because I am shaken. And so we've got these 4 how longs followed by 3 lests. It's kind of this sense of imminent demise. Things are about to come to an end. There's no way, like his life is in danger. He's talking in terms of, God, if you don't come through, I'm dead. And so this is obviously a serious situation for David, and the repetition just kind of drives that home for us as we read that through slowly and feel the force of it. So the repetition is really helpful in terms of seeing and feeling what's going on. To restate the same word over and over again usually means there's an intense feeling in the writer. Now, what can we say in terms of an application? Well, as we'll see, we've seen and we'll see it again, with a lament psalm, it starts negatively. When we get to the end, there's a positive turn. Sometimes the turn feels like it's based on a fact, like we've seen before, where a single verse changes the direction. Here, we've got one of these kind of turns that really is around a single word. All of this stuff is happening and it's so negative, but, and that contrasting term, that change of direction term, but I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me. It's like a surge of faith that comes through at the end here as he's talking about salvation and joy and the Lord's bounty and singing. This is an abundant kind of an ending to the psalm, and I'm calling it a surge of faith. After all the negative that he's been thinking of at the start, this surge that really comes from turning the gaze of his soul, his heart, onto the reality of who God is, and in this case, what God has done. Notice the past tense, I have trusted, and then the future, I shall rejoice, I will sing. And then the past tense again, because he has dealt bountifully with me. When we're in the midst of all of the negativity, all of the threats that we see around us, it's possible for faith to surge as we think back to what God has done and look forward to what God will do. So that's Psalm 13. Take a look at it. It's only 6 verses long. You can read it a few times and see what stands out to you, and then share that for the encouragement of others. Thanks so much for joining us. Next time, we'll look at Psalm 14.